Hello. I just hope the game's not going to be louder than me this time like it was last time, so I'll have it be like there. Chapter select. Oh, this is so cool. No one's here yet, so I'm going to wait a little bit, but we're playing the Beginner's Guide. One of my favorite games, made by the guy who made the Stanley Parable, which is what we played yesterday. I'm just gonna start playing. Intro. Begin the game. Please make sure audio is on. Okay. Sir, yes, sir.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction.
That's
I found
nice.
it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made.
Okay.
It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Oh.
And mostly it's just Coda learning
Oh, I
the
could jump in
basics
this
of
one.
building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level.
Yeah.
Of
how am I
course, it
supposed to jump
destroys
on
the
that?
illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person.
Oh,
And it
hey.
kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as
Creative.
he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Alright.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever.
Aw,
And I think he
why?
really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder.
Oh,
So, you know, this was
That's
just how he
funny.
worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made. Until suddenly one day, he just stopped.
why?
In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since.
That's not.
And that's why I've taken this opportunity
That's
to
not
gather
good.
all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe
Yeah.
encourage him to start creating again.
Okay.
And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda.
Aw.
So
That's
thanks
sweet.
for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
Okay.
As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay. November 2009. What's this? Whoa! Ah! Okay. Ship
This game is
destruction
called
imminent.
Escape from Whisper, and it's one of
Oh,
the more
no.
generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay, what am I shooting? What do I need to fight? Okay, where are the bad guys? Whisper machine status active. Evacuate immediately. Oh, is this timed? Do I have a timer on me? Hostile life forms? Where?
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Oh!
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But
What?
ultimately we don't...
Oh, I'm hearing crashing. Oh, is this a maze? Okay. I don't know.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Yep.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh. Oh! Okay.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting.
Okay.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Yeah.
Hey, you there?
Yeah. I got you.
Save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it?
Sure.
Would you give yourself?
Sure, lady. Let me in. Okay. Boop.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying,
I'm
is
dead.
probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Okay. What? Oh, I'm floating. Hey. Yo. Look at me, guys. I'm flying. I'm Superman now.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is
floating.
an important moment for it. Because yes, this is...
Find the enemy. Grab them tightly, gently caress the ramen noodles, and smash it on the ground. Tears form in the enemy's eyes. I only just made that wily gamer answers. It was never your ramen noodle. That's nice, Hugh. That's nice. That's nice. I don't understand that, but that's nice. Good for you.
technically a glitch,
Ah!
but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he starts work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. Whee! Alright, what's this? Wait, why can't I walk? Ah!
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
The past was behind her. Okay. Oh, alright. The past was behind her. Oh.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment.
But the future
combining
could
motion
not be
and
seen.
narrative. It is less advanced than
hey.
the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
That's a fun premise, only being able to walk backwards. That's fun. But the future could not be seen. Why does the future keep changing? Oh, there's another hallway now? Okay. Here. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Okay. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought.
Where'd the door
that says
go?
what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
Okay.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay,
Alright.
next one.
Oh! What's this? Oh, you are now entering. Nice. I'm entering, guys.
And that's it.
What?
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet, please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. Nonsense
Oftentimes,
in
Coda
nearly
would
every
put bizarre
direction.
titles like this one at the start of his games.
Oh, a staircase? Am I
I
supposed
wish
to
I'd known
climb
him
that?
at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him.
Oh.
And I don't agree with that at all, but what do you
Me
gonna
neither.
do?
Why am I walking slower now? What?
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens.
I need to get
So
to it.
why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay. What's this? Stand on a neck staring at a bear for 3 hours. A game of only posters and comps. Oh, I can't read all this. You start in a small room until you realize you can just walk through the... Oh, this is where he puts all his ideas for games.
And nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Oh, that's sweet.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Oh, that would be cool. Run a shop inside your own body selling your organs. Oh my god. That's funny. Ready, set, fish. What's this? Oh? Am I in a prison or what? What's this? What? Oh!
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay. Did I do it? Oh, hey!
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Well, that's an easy
We're gonna see
solution.
it a lot.
Okay. I mean, it's an easy solution. It's not that hard to remember or to solve, but... Okay. Where
So
do I
that
go
seems
now?
to be it, right?
Yeah.
You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end.
Mhm.
Simple enough.
Okay.
Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Ooh! Whoa, look at that! Hey!
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing.
Aww.
I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
Whoa.
Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything.
Yeah?
That's not your role as a player.
Huh.
So if your role here is not to understand,
Then
Then
what
what
is
is
it? Oh, hey. I'm smart. Oh! Oh, this is the game again. Okay. Let's just walk forward. You are now exiting.
aha. So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
Oh.
It could even be that the Stairs game and Puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game.
Oh.
There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we
Okay.
have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Oh? The Great and Lovely Descent. Okay. Okay. Continue. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, do the
Let's talk about video
fandango.
game development for a second.
It's Scott. Okay.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do.
Okay.
So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Okay.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
Oh.
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly.
Okay.
One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Okay. Oh. Ooh!
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider
Parkour.
paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's
Oh.
very good at producing linear,
Is there
boxy
fall damage?
corridors.
I don't think so. Woo! Okay, I guess there is. Oh. I guess there isn't. Oh, I was scared for a second. What's this? Oh! I'm supposed to enter through here then, I guess. Oh, okay, I guess I go in here. Oh. Alright. Oh, I guess I go in here. Oh!
This prison,
What?
funny enough, in Coda's original
Ah. Is this part of the game? Okay, okay, it is.
design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
What?
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
Hey, I think I've been in one of those. Oh, hi, Eddie. You've been in a prison. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
There wasn't.
That's funny. Oh, hey, this
It's
puzzle.
the puzzle again,
I know how to solve
with
this.
the exact same solution as the last time.
Yorp. And Yorp. And Yorp.
There's
There we
still
go.
no clear indication of what makes this
Whee!
puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But
Yeah?
I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. What? What is this? Oh. You there, did you come from up above? What
Here,
was up
Coda
there?
begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the
Yes, I
engine's
remember.
chat
What?
capabilities.
Yes.
Use the 1, 2, 3
There were
buttons on your
these
keyboard to
floating
respond.
colored blocks. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. You're gonna go back to not talking? Oh, okay. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how it's solved, and I'm trying to remember, but I can't. But I do remember. You must think harder. Please, try to remember. It is so important that we get out of here. We must escape this prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please tell us how to reach the end. I don't know what you're talking about, lady. Is that it? Oh, what's this? Okay. Yeah, what? Oh no, wait, these are different people then. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No, we actually found the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Feeling strange about it. Okay then. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. Okay. Oh, alright. Oh, thank God. Okay, a staircase. I thought that was gonna loop over and over and over.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Okay. What's this? Ooh. Oh, hey, that's the thing on the game. The light thingy. The lamppost, that's what it's called.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what I think.
Okay.
I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long.
Yeah?
Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something.
Okay.
He wants a destination.
Ooh.
Which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
Oh.
We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them.
Alright.
And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Alrighty then. Let's go. Whee. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. Okay. All notes you see are left by other players. Nice room, not. Hey! Rude.
So first off, I'm sure you can
How do you
deduce
beat
this,
this
but
game?
this game is not connected to the internet.
Oh.
All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Wrote much
In
wrong.
retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention.
Whee! Aw.
I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Well, I want to read all
Either
of them.
way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Aw, that's sad. I'll be your friend, Coda.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection.
It's like an
It
art
felt as though
gallery.
he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Wait. Stop, turn back, proceeding further will only result in misery. Okay. Cabbage shapes our nation. I agree! Cabbage shapes this proud nation. Okay. Don't talk about me that way. Matter if you ever get over there. Nice, beginner's guide. Yeah, I liked this game a lot. Oh. I didn't finish watching a gameplay, but that's why I'm playing it. You're doing schoolwork, so you can't really join. That's okay. It's better that you do schoolwork than watching some rando online. You need that to succeed in life, I suppose. So keep doing your schoolwork. Don't worry about it, mate. Alright. Ooh, look at that. It's like a bunch of bubbles. My people, you are trapped on the wall. I cannot save you. Have a good game. I'm gonna go now. Bye. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Terrible secret. He kept it well. I beat the game. Nice. Good on you. More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Okay.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
How do these people not know how to solve this? Well, their face. Help, it's easy. Okay, I'll show you guys.
Because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between the spaces. Before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment. A few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Elusive. Is that a typewriter? Oh, that's loud. What's a bunch of typewriters in the lamppost? Oh, that's loud. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. Ah, the typewriters. Oh,
okay, this one's tough.
Star
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
I cannot leave. I wanna leave. Let me leave, please. This music's a bop. Bum, 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 bum. What is happening here? I might try.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Alright. Oh. Okay. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Oh, am I supposed to remember? 1. Oh. Oh, there was no option for a table. Along the wall of the room. Huge picture of a horse. I think we should light up this room a bit. Live Tesla coils. Aw. And a table. You need a table. Tables were invented in 1935. No, they weren't. Were they? No, they weren't. Tables existed. They just... I don't know. What? What? What is that?
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
What? Yikes.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Okay. Hello, please walk forward. I'm walking. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. First, click on the staple. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now the floor lamp in this room is off. Turn it back on. I turned it on. I think. I turned it on. What do you want from me? Now go to the left side sofa and move it over a little. Okay. Finally touch the shelves. That's it. And a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay. Return.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Aww.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
Oh.
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these.
Okay.
I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them.
Hi.
Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through the door. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
Upside
But
down?
Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something.
Oh?
And he likes it.
What do
And
we
that's
like?
it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
What? Okay. Oh, I had a lamppost. Yellow lamppost. Is that a phone booth? Okay. Let's go up to this here. Oh, it opened. Oh. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. Hello. Hey, Nan. You are me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture.
It's a conversation.
maze.
And so this is what
That's where I
Coda
am right
wants,
now.
is to be able to talk to
So
someone,
glad to know
to
that I
share
get
what's
out
on his
eventually.
mind, and to get some
What's
good
it like
advice
to
from someone who
escape?
knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to
Still
yourself.
wildly in motion
You know,
at the same time.
all of these games so far are Coda talking to
Do
himself.
any difference? No, I'm scared I'll get out and everything will be exactly the same as before. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. If only our time zones were similar. I'm deprived of sleep. Oh, then get some sleep. I don't want you to stay up if you're tired. If you're tired and you're deprived of sleep, then go to sleep. I want you to get a good night's rest. Like, your view is not as important as you getting a good night's sleep and being healthy. Go to sleep. Oh, good. That's so nice to hear. That makes me feel really happy. It's still me, but I'm not somehow. You enjoy being who you are. But I'm not somehow. It's hard to decide. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Oh, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. What did they tell you? What did you have to do to get out? All they told me, they asked me how far we're being in prison. What? That freed you? How does that work? You can't know until you're. I promise it works. Okay, I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Stay for a while. Haven't been in this chat for a while. Aw, if you're tired, get some sleep. I don't want you to stay up if you're tired. I'd feel really bad. But if you want to stay, you can, but I highly advise you go to sleep, okay? We'll never change. Go on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games.
Okay.
After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. August 2009.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
What? Oh, what is it?
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Oh. Do I go in here? Oh, clean. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Though I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows how lonesome hands make lousy homes. Don't worry about me. A place this
You'll
nice
notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on.
Yourself, no?
From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work. And this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
That's the table I want to see. Would you please run to the bedroom and make the bed? You okay? I got you. There. Now, while you're in there, why don't you straighten the rug a bit? Yeah, okay. All the little details matter. It's been a long time. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it as much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm that rests in the pit of my ribcage. The soul can't be soothed any other way, it seems, which I guess is about all that matters. That tidy and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa out here? Yeah, I got you. There you go. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up while you're over there? Okay. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry, never mind. No! Nothing you do is stupid. I love you. I love you. Dishes need to be washed, okay? That's not really washed. Tub needed a cleaning. Alright. I need to be perfect. We're all just human. Aw, I like her or him. Or them. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Okay. Here you go. Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clean these dishes off the
After
table?
the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you.
In your life,
and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
It's truly wonderful, beautiful experiences, and none of them will be the ones that were easy. Just something to think about while you smooth out the rug in the bedroom.
I really like this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like mostly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Should have had a really cheesy thought. I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I get it. That's a weird thing to say to someone who just... Anyway. So, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Okay. Books. Would you please clean up the books? But I already cleaned up the books. Okay. Those pillows over on the couch.
I'm glad he made this.
What?
I'm glad he found some peace.
Does it just constantly repeat the... Question.
But,
Yeah.
of course,
Do
it
you
can't
enjoy
last.
this? What?
The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Aww. But I liked that. It was actually relaxing. I'd play a game if it was like that. I liked that music too. Lamppost. Lamppost, my
Which
beloved.
is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move.
Lamppost, lamppost, lamppost.
I really
lamppost.
thought that was the point of it.
Lamppost, my beloved. Woo. Why don't you love
This
at
one gets a
members
bit
only
goofy.
prices? What? Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. Okay. This workshop is going to teach you to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Wow. Right now, who do you think about that way in your life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. This is easy. It is so easy. Okay, it is so
About
easy.
halfway through the game, the
Being
perspective
perfect
shifts.
is effortless. What? This is a key. How do I achieve it with no effort? The lamppost.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
There is no truth. There is no path. Oh my god. Feel what is true. Nothing. No one. That level was quite interesting. This game kind of gives me the same feeling as reading a poem. You slowly appeal it to understand what it means. That's my opinion. I agree. Like, this game, oh, it's so interesting. I love games that focus on more of a psychological aspect. Like, my favorite genre is psychological horror because it makes your heart race while also, you know, affecting your feelings and showing you how the inner makings of a mind can work. Well, this game isn't really psychological horror. I still feel as if it falls into the psychological genre just because of how much of a lesson and a story it shows. So I entirely agree with your opinion.
I felt pretty hard for this one.
Perfection.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
Dang.
I think about this game a lot these days.
I love this game. Stage. Okay.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one.
Oh.
That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this. And it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
I don't like being on stages. Sorry, just the light shining on me. That made me feel so much anxiety out of nowhere. I do not like being on stages in public places. Oh, that was... okay. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. This scene, you'll be playing as me. Okay? We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start leaning against the wall. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in the chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something to succeed. Go on. Say something to her. Hello. Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. Coward. I am not a coward for having stage fright, okay? The jump scare, nobody saw it coming. It's less of the jump scare and more the fear of light shining on me and everyone seeing me. That's what scared me. Not that it came out of nowhere. Just, I don't like light shining on me and being the only thing people can see in a dark area. That's embarrassing. And scary. That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. Okay. I'm super, super scared right now. No. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. So relaxed, unexpected, and spooked me. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. Give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Whee! Bouncy, bouncy! Bouncy, 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 bouncy. Now talk to her again. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. You're messing it all up again. Well, you haven't given me a script! You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. You not realize how important this was for me? Never get an opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. Yeah, that's nice, but bouncy! I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Oh. Okay. Oh, hey, lamppost! Hey, lamppost. Do I keep stepping back? Oh! Am I in a jail? What? Well, the only way to go is forward. What? Oh yes, now this is
The
working.
game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution, social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person.
Can I be honest? That's actually really selfish. This person is making games to express how they're feeling and express that something's wrong and they need help, and you're upset just because you can't connect or relate with the games anymore. That's incredibly selfish. Instead of being concerned that you can't connect with the games anymore, you should be concerned that your friend is going through something. And instead of going like, you should make your games more friendly, you should go, are you okay? I noticed something with your games. Do you want to talk about it? If you don't, that's fine. I'll keep playing your games though. Like, come on. Don't be selfish like that.
Bring him closer.
Oh.
But what can you do?
Yeah.
After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Oh. That's a long time. Moby strip. Play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Okay, my eyes are closed. My eyes are closed. What am I doing? I hear weird music. You guys, no, you can't tell me where to go. What's happening? Straightforward. Straightforward's never, be before. What's happening? Oh, was I supposed to keep my eyes open? Help, I'm blind.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. Yeah. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
True. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. I can't keep making these. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. Okay, what's next? I'm out of ideas?
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First
keep
off,
going,
he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from?
thought it was
But
gonna be
then,
easy.
even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet
You're
for
doing
him.
it. It's working.
Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore.
Have to work harder.
And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like,
Gonna be okay.
you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing.
Aww.
Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out.
Aww.
After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
6 months? That's a long time for these games. Hope he's okay. Hello? Huh? What's this? Master Oogway? Master Oogway, where are you? Hello? Is anyone there, Master Oogway? Where are you? Oh! You're not Master Oogway. Is that a person? How lovely. Am I talking to a tree? Oogway, where are you? When I try to create, I feel empty. Oh no! What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. Okay. Where do I go now? Oh, okay. Where's Master Oogway? He'd know what to do. You're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. Where? Where's Master Oogway? It isn't far. Where's the Master Oogway machine? Master Oogway? Where are you, Master Oogway? I can do that, but
If the
there's a
last
problem.
game featured Coda
Started
talking
by a
explicitly
difficult
about his
puzzle.
creative
Let
frustrations,
me find the puzzle.
this one turns it up
Find
to
the
11.
machine. Deal?
Now, put yourself in my shoes
Deal.
playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore.
Master Oogway would
Why?
help.
What is it for?
Why do you think I can solve this? I
Because
don't know this.
from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Okay, so you have to. Okay, so close it. Alright, what's next? Now just press the switch here. So simple, yeah?
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your
these the
work, then if the
answers that I
work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Oh. So where's Master Oogway? Here we are. There's no machine. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You would love it 100% of the time. Okay, making games easy. Ah, that feels wonderful. What the heck? Why did the walls just crumble? Don't worry about it, just keep talking. I mean, okay. Keep saying that creation is easy. It is easy and never. Oh! What? What? Stop crumbling. You're not allowed to do this.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry.
Dude, Oogway's in the spirit realm. Duh, just look harder, but like, am I not in the spirit realm? Like, where's Oogway at? Why is Oogway leaving me alone? I miss him.
Frustrated like this. It was the worst thing for me.
Aww.
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it.
So that's where the
I wanted
crying
it to
was
stop
coming from.
more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Aww.
But it didn't stop.
Aww.
After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Yikes. I'm hungry. The machine. Oh hey, the machine we were talking about? Guard. Alright, let me in. Waiting for you now. Begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick. Alright, let me in. Very good. Let me in then. Give attention. Calls itself Coda. What? Oh, okay. Okay. I'm an interrogator now.
And of course, it's the machine.
I'm an interrogator. My friends, I have a troubling revelation. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us pay it retribution. You like the blocks for heads part of it and the simplicity of the characters in every level? I like that too. Follow me. We will destroy the machine. What? Oh, I don't like this. Why am I on the stage again? Oh! Why am I on the stage? Now you work for the FBI? Okay. Oh! What? Oh, thank God. I am getting rid of this dumb, stupid stage. Nah.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive.
Get out.
And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Woo!
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never
Don't
occur
do
to
anything
Coda to
without
start
another
actively
person's
soliciting
permission.
feedback. So, what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Yeah. Die! Your death will be painful and at my hands. Ha ha ha. Yes, crumble. Crumble beneath your destroyer.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games.
Woo!
I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions.
Woo!
And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some extra...
Get out of
reference point,
here!
but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to
Woo!
be afraid of.
What is happening? Lamppost, my beloved. Put down your weapon. Do I shoot?
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need. To be told that my work is good. That I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute...
Okay, even if you want to help somebody, you shouldn't show someone's work to other people without their own permission, because what if they aren't comfortable with it? Or they have, like, you know, certain reasons why they only show trusted people? You should ask them, like, okay, if I take some of your games and I show them to people and those people like your games, then I will have proven a point. And if they agree, then I'll show them to the people, and then bam, it's like they aren't mad at you for showing it to people without their permission. And if they say no, just find another way. If the person's not comfortable with something, don't do it.
Best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess.
I'm just opening a chocolate bar for a second. Hold on.
And so out of nowhere,
I didn't have
get
breakfast,
an email,
so.
and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
I agree, he did cross his boundary in the sense of false heroism, thinking he was helping. Yeah, like, don't do anything without the person's permission. You know, sheesh, basic human decency.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world.
Yeah.
It's a very cold game. This room actually has a maze in it.
Oh. I guess I should put a warning for flashing imagery. Yeah, warning. Sorry if that shocked anybody. Just take deep breaths. You're okay. Probably shouldn't look at the stream for the next part if there's gonna be more flashing lights.
Except
I'll
that
tell you if
all
there
the
are.
walls of the maze are invisible. And then every
Okay.
time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Okay, there we go. There's gonna be no more flashing, I don't think. So you're good now. Sorry if me eating my chocolate bar is too loud. I can stop if it's annoying anybody. I just haven't had breakfast and I'm super hungry. Okay.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
What's this?
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7. Bam.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
Okay. This character. Like, he's obviously going through something. So he might have cared about how Coda felt and what Coda was going through, but he did it so he could feel good about himself because he disliked himself. He wanted a reason to think that he's a good person because he was helping somebody. Not for the actual purpose of helping, you know, his friend. Let's continue.
But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game?
This level to me screams isolation, no sense of time. That's my opinion. I agree with the isolation part. I don't really understand the no sense of time. Oh, well, because, you know, it takes forever to do things and expects you to give your full time. Yeah, I get that, yeah.
I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for.
Yeah?
I asked him...
Aaron Burr, sir?
So many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't. I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else.
Huh.
I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
Okay. I feel bad for both of these guys. He was trying so hard to be a good friend. Trying so hard, maybe he forgot why, perhaps. Okay, from what I understand, this guy. You know, I'll say what I was gonna say at the end of the game. Not right now. Not yet.
Where did I screw up? I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally, for a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
He was adding the lampposts? Wait.
And then you stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing.
Struggling to come up
Less
with
than
new
nothing.
ideas is not making me depressed. Low
What is
points are
that?
just a part of the process. The fact that you think I'm frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna say it now. This guy, the narrator basically, was going through something where he had such low self-confidence. He needed to relate into something to feel better about himself. He needed something that brought him joy. So he takes the game and he plans on showing them to people, but he realizes that in these games there's no meaning. They're just weird. They're just creative, so unique. He needed something to connect them so he could process them, so he could relate to them. He only cared about how he felt about them, not how the actual creator felt them and how the actual creator created them to keep them the way that they are, so they represent the creator's feelings. Instead, he wanted them to represent his feelings, the player's feelings. Which isn't right. When you're playing a game, you don't just go into the files, you edit, you add something, then you go like, there, now I relate to this game. No! You find a game or a show or a character that you relate to and you grasp onto that. You don't change something that already exists and that someone else is using to help them process and help them cope, and change it for yourself. Like, I get doing that to cope in private and helping you process things, but if you're doing that in public and showing them to people and making these people think that the lamppost that you use to connect also represents the creator's feelings when it's just representing another player's feelings, that's not right. But these guys are obviously both going through something. They both, like, need therapy. I don't buy that it's just part of the process that some people go through bad points in life. That guy making the games, Coda, is obviously also going through something where he needs help, and he's using these games as a way to vent, as a way to show how he's feeling, as a way to, you know, get rid of the bad feeling because he's run out of ideas, he's run out of artistic expression, which is normal. Every person goes through that, but the narrator, he also needs to find a way to cope, and his way of coping, he couldn't understand it. He couldn't understand the way that he used to cope with himself, so he changed it to suit himself. They could have just talked with each other. They could have stayed friends. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet, which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks, that you make peace with this thing that you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
I want to see what I'm talking about. Don't say anything. Where'd the lever go?
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything.
Dude.
And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up.
But you did the exact same thing he told you not to do.
Truly and deeply.
Wow, that was actually a good summary. Thank you.
Please.
That's exactly
Will
the
you
thing
start
he
making
didn't want
games
you to
again?
do. That's why he didn't want to
Please.
see you again.
I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay
you
as
showed
long
them.
as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing.
I'm just gonna eat a chocolate bar and ruin the intense moment. I know I suck.
I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never
Putting
was.
his name on it, that's low. I agree. It's basically claiming it as his, like, changing it so it would suit what he wanted, like. That's like, okay. So I'm in D&D, in a D&D campaign, right? I took an artist's drawing, and I wanted it to be a homebrew species, but the artist didn't have a specific thing that I needed. So I edited something onto that, but I still gave credit to the artist and showed the original image. And it was a private thing. It's not like anyone was seeing it. It's not like it was going on the internet. It's just a private thing, but I still credited the artist, so, you know, they would, like, you know, be okay with it if it ever were to become a public thing. But the difference between him and I is because he put his name on it. He changed it, then he took credit for it. He said, you know what, this was a part of the original drawing. Like, if I edited something onto a drawing, then posted it on the internet and said that was part of the original drawing, that's messed up. That's really messed up. This guy, he could have made something that he understood that represented his feelings instead of something that represented someone else's feelings. Make something that shows your feelings, not his feelings, not Coda's feelings, your feelings. God. Ay, ay, ay.
Not I know how to
and not even properly crediting Coda. Like, not even, like, giving a link to something or a phone number. Like, just not even any proper crediting.
I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading. And all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Yeah? Yikes. You okay, buddy? Epilogue. What's this?
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution.
There's something really upsetting to this because I really relate to this guy. I desperately seek words of affirmation and people telling me that I'm doing good and that I'm a good person because it makes me feel nice. It makes people feel nice knowing that they're doing something good. But this guy has nothing in his life telling him that. And even if there was, it's still not enough for him. He needs more. Like, he put it perfectly. He's basically an addict. He needs more words of affirmation. He needs more of people's approval so he can feel better about himself, because he has no self-confidence. He feels like he has no skills and no way to express himself, so he needs someone else to do it for him. That's really upsetting for me, you know? That's really sad. Even if this guy's kind of a jerk for doing that to Coda, I want to give him a hug. Like, no one deserves to feel that way. Even if they don't properly credit artists. No one deserves to be, you know, depressed. Eerie, a train with no windows. Yeah, that was weird.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Maybe.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
What's this?
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable.
Gonna ruin the moment again by taking a bite out of my chocolate bar. You're welcome, guys. I'm just that great. Okay, let's continue.
Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now?
I don't know, you tell me. Okay, but can I just say, the creator of this game and the Stanley Parable, he is such a genius. Like, he can make such good psychological games. Even in the Stanley Parable, it has a psychological edge to it in most endings, where it shows that, like, oh, I just love this creator so much. If he ever makes another game, I'm definitely going to play it. That's constant agony, not getting the one thing you yearn for. It is sad. We all love chocolate. I agree! And guess what? Cabbage is life. We will not allow cabbage slander inside of this nation. This great nation of cabbages. Reference! Let's go.
I think I need to go.
Where?
And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I have a lot that I need to make up for.
Yeah, you
so
do, buddy. It's good that you're acknowledging it.
Just gonna...
It's good when you acknowledge that you did something wrong. Yeah. Take your time, buddy. Take your time. So, taxes, huh? There's a certain talent you need to make psychological games. Oh, I agree. It's like, oh, people who make these games are so talented, and they have such a deep understanding of the human mind, and it is brilliant. Right, I know I've been saying all the stream, but cabbages suck. I agree. Cabbages don't taste very good, but they have this feeling of nostalgia to it. Because my cabbages! One. Avatar: The Last Airbender reference. Let's continue. Cabbages don't suck. The perfect crunch. Cabbages don't taste very good, but I do like biting into things that put up a bit of a fight, like cabbages. I've got very sharp teeth, so just, that's why. It's not because I'm creepy or anything. My teeth are just sharp, and they need to exercise a bit, because they start getting dull when they haven't been into something, like, rough in a while, okay? Just don't judge, okay? Okay, okay. We're good? We're good. Yeah. Whee! Oh, fog. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Yo. Wait. What's that? Okay. Why whenever I hear a fancy woman speaking in a British voice, I always assume their name is Natalie. The poor cabbage salesman, Aang and his gang wrecking his cabbage stall. Rude, honestly. Poor cabbage salesman. He was my favorite character. He's a good one, yeah. He's a good one. Yeah. Can I get a haul, yeah? Yeah. 7 Vine references in this stream. There we go. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Woo, let's go. Floating. Oh, maze. Yeah. Oh. This game, it perfectly incorporates the inner workings of a human mind. No human is perfect. We all have our flaws. We all have things we need to work on, but this game perfectly shows that. I hope this isn't copyrighted.
You said, let me prove that I'm brave. Let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles. And you're so
Okay, I'm afraid this might be copyrighted. Please end quickly. I'm afraid. Please. Please. Close now. Please don't be copyrighted. Please. Okay. It's gonna be your go-to laughter now? It's beautiful, elegant, brilliant. I agree. Funny light stream. Wow, like the second game? Yeah, that game was like the second game. I really liked how this game covered most of the main insecurities and psychological problems most people have, and how this game covered them. It was nice. I really do agree, like... Okay, I need to take my headset off to, you know, speak more clearly, but... One second, let me just get rid of background noise. I didn't even realize my fan was on. I'm sorry about that. Okay. This game, it perfectly incorporates, like, the lacking of self-confidence and trust and caring for your friends, but not in a way. The only reason he became friends with Coda was because he had something to latch onto. Something to latch his insecurities and his fears onto, because he saw this person was talented and he saw them as a distraction from the bad things happening. And then with the certain games Coda made, he found them so beautiful and like wonderful. So he really like incorporated his feelings into the games and his feelings of loneliness. And when Coda started making things that didn't perfectly incorporate how he was feeling, he thought something was wrong. He's not used to this. He's used to being able to relate to the things Coda makes. Coda is supposed to be his comfort, but Coda's making things that make him feel, you know, unsafe and in a dangerous place, like how he's felt for a long time. He doesn't want to go back to how he felt before, so he tries fixing Coda. He tries changing Coda. He tries making Coda go back to how he used to be. But that's never going to happen because people change naturally over time. No person's going to be the same as they were 3 years ago to how they are right now. People change, people develop, people grow. I find it really interesting. It's like this game, it perfectly incorporates how the inner workings of someone with anxiety and stress and fears of loneliness and abandonment and people thinking that they're not good enough feel. It's like one of the most perfect games to incorporate and show that nobody is perfect. We all have our flaws. We all have our insecurities. We all have things wrong with us. We're all still human. Nothing's ever going to change that. We're all human. We can't change that. We can't out of nowhere become a dinosaur. We're always going to be human. We're always going to have flaws. We're always going to, you know, have things wrong with us. No person can be perfect, you know. It's a really beautiful game. And I love it so much because it's so perfect in showing, like, what I just spoke about. It's really amazing. And it has such great meaning to it. I hope, like, the creator of this game is also the creator of the Stanley Parable, one of my top 10 favorite games of all time. So, I obviously expect, like, great psychological works from him, but that's not all he could make. He could make a complete different, like, action-packed game about shooting, and it would still, I would personally, like, that's not my favorite type of genre, but it's made by someone who I enjoy. I won't go like, go make psychological games again. I'd cherish the psychological games that he made and that I love and that I enjoy. And I'm not going to personally make him change because he's not making what I like anymore. I enjoyed the stream and I enjoyed joining you after a long time. I'm going to look forward to the next one and I'm going to sleep. Goodbye. Good night. I'm perfect? Of course you are, Eddie. You are perfect. Alright, I've been ranting for too long. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Not go to sleep. I'm gonna end the stream. I might go to sleep.